The Ontario experience is the next best thing to going on the adventure yourself. And who knows, this unique show just might give you some ideas for your next fishing or hunting trip.
Talk about an adventure. We're on Lower Manitou Lake, staying at the Manitou Weather Station. This is a fishery that I've wanted to fish my entire life because it's so famous for the giant fish it produces.
You know, Jared's right. We're both pumped up for this trip. And the main reason is we both love catching big fish, and this lake is full of them. We're talking, we're after big lake trout, but also there's giant muskies, giant walleyes, you know, giant smallmouth, and there's even largemouth in here. So it's just an amazing, amazing fishery, and we are ready to rock and roll and to get after them here. I tell you what, Jared's boat is set up to the hilt with electronics. We got out on the water and we just started driving around, and we didn't drop a line until we spotted fish, waypointed a bunch of fish, and now we're just going back, boom, 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 and so far so good. You know, we're getting bit. These fish are up off bottom and they seem pretty active. Well, the cool part too is I can still sit here and watch the fish. I can see one coming up right there on here. So my jig's like right below the transom here, and you can see those fish.
Oh, one just swatted at you, didn't it, Jeff?
Missed him, yeah. That's so much fun.
There we go. That one was down 30 feet. Just smashed it. Holy cow, was that fun, Jeff? I was watching one at like 50 and I reeled up quick to like 30. It was just like, whoomp. I mean, talk about cool. That's what's so neat about lake trout is they can just be anywhere. You never know if they're gonna be, you know, on the bottom. They could be 30 feet down, you know, and as the water gets cooler and cooler and cooler, the fish will just continue to get shallower and shallower and shallower. And when I mean shallower, I don't necessarily mean that the fish will be up in the shallows, though when the water, you know, gets to be in that mid to high 50s, they can start showing up on those shallow spots, but they can really be high in the water column. We're 100 feet and that fish was 30 feet down over 100. Super fun, super, super fun. And if you don't have electronics, you're coming up on a trip like this, you don't have good electronics, you're just kind of going out fishing, really the best technique to catch these guys is just drop it to the bottom, reel up slowly, and then just kind of jig all the way back to the surface. So here we go, Mr. Lake Trout. Really, really a lot of fun to catch. I mean, in terms of just a great sport fish with one of the coolest attitudes of any fish up here, lake trout have to be one of Ontario's most premier sport fish. They are so cool. Look at the lines on them, their attitude, how pretty they are, and once they get closer to spawning, which the season closes where we're at in Sunset Country at the end of September, their colors, they can just get beautiful colors. Really, really pretty. I'm gonna let this one go like that. How do you like that release, huh?
Oh,
That a boy, Jeff.
got him.
How's it feel, my man?
You know,
Awesome?
awesome. Feels awesome. That's so much fun. Holy cow.
Hey, it doesn't get any better than this, does it, bud?
No. I wish it did, but it just doesn't, buddy.
Pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
I'll probably catch one in this end. Oh, look at the bubbles.
Yeah, cool.
We're catching so many that if it gets in the net, great.
Oh, thank you.
It doesn't. You deal with your fish, I'm gonna catch another one. This is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
It is, it's so cool. Bubbles. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. They get a lot bigger than that, but even this fish bites like a ton of bricks. They're so much fun to catch. Jared and I, we're going to go after all kinds of fish, but we definitely wanted to get on these lake trout. And when you're targeting these on these Canadian adventures, there's a handful of baits that'll do the trick. I'm using the crippled herring. This is the 1 ounce, but a blade bait, you know, a jig with the fluke tail soft plastic. will work. Here's a blade bait. That's a great option. And you know, your bucktail jig tipped with another fluke type plastic. These baits, the real key is that they're heavy and they get down. So you want to get in that 1 ounce or above. You know, we're fishing pretty deep in 100 foot, and those fish are in 60 foot of water. So you want to be in control of that bait all the time with your thing. So yeah, basically just a handful of baits, boy, you're gonna get on some fish real quick.
Oh, here comes one. Oh, geez, that's crazy. Watch him just come in and go.
Got him.
Got him?
I got him.
Sweet, Jeff.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable how many of these things there are down here.
Yeah, they really mess with you, don't they?
Oh, it's so cool. It's really visual too. I mean, you don't often think of deep water as visual fishing, but it is with good electronics.
Whoa. That's what you like to see right there.
Is it a netter?
Well, it's a burning. Huh? How much line did you put on?
Hopefully we got enough.
Yeah.
See, I'm being greedy. I'm trying to get another one while he's catching that one because there's tons of fish down there.
They like to play these tricks on you in the roll, don't they?
They do.
There you go, Jerry. He's up somewhere. Okay. Get him.
Trout! There you go, mister.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Boy. Dark and beautiful. Well, I tell you what, I think we got these trout figured out, huh, Jer?
Definitely.
I think we should probably move on and see what else we can catch. These things are a riot.
Fresh fish is one of the great treats of a Canadian trip, and often people have them fried for a shore lunch or whatnot, but Carrie Lynn is going to share with us a great way to have lake trout that's smoked and delicious. So she's going to share with us what she does.
Yeah, so we just do a simple overnight brine. 2 of these have been soaked in like a liquid brine. So then those go in kind of a maple syrup, molasses, soy sauce one, and then the other 2 are just your basic, little bit of whiskey and salt, and then just laid in the ice house and brined.
Ooh,
so now we're just gonna do a simple way just on the barbecue here, and put them on for probably 4 or 5 hours, I would say, just on a low, steady heat.
And you've got the wood chips
Yeah,
here,
we've already got our
soaking in
wood
some
chips
water.
soaking in some apple juice, actually. Just a little bit of extra sugar or maybe some smell. This one we put a little bit of Montreal steak spice on. Just a little bit of a different flavor as well. Pretty basic.
Pretty delicious it looks like though.
Yeah. So we'll get those going. And then on these 2, just because they weren't in a liquid brine, we usually put just a little bit of more brown sugar, and then this one actually has maple syrup whiskey that some guests left us here, so we put that on there right now. A little bit of extra Canadian flavor going on. Yeah, just as simple as that, and kind of foolproof with the barbecue here.
All right, so low heat, we'll let them smoke for 4 or 5 hours. We're gonna go out fishing, and when we come back, we get to have some delicious trout.
Sounds good.
For lunch. Cool, thank you.
Yeah.
Got him, got him. There we go. I thought I felt something whiff at it.
Nice.
There we go, little guy. Not bad.
That's your boy.
Off to a start.
Ah.
Got a muskie.
Atta boy.
Can't complain about that, can we, Jeff?
We cannot. We cannot.
The multi-species mission. You know, we're just out looking for action right now. We don't know a lot about the lake, and we came around a little narrows. We're like, gosh, this looks good. You know, a likely fish holding spot, and there was a little muskie there. Cool. Can now say I've caught a muskie on the Manitou. That's exciting. All right. Little guy, but on the board with the Manitou Muskie. I love it. That's sweet, huh, Jeff?
That is awesome, Jer.
Smells great.
I can smell them from here.
Yeah, right? In the fall, these fish can be in a lot of different locations, but I love looking for those rock and weed transitions or narrows. Those seem to be great places to find muskie. You run into bass, all kinds of stuff. So we'll keep muskie fishing for a bit. Hopefully get a bigger one. We'll also play with some other critters too. So awesome. Let them go. Whoa, I think he's healthy. All right, back to business. And that's a, oh, there we go. Oh, that's a big bass, big bass. That was like a 4-pound bass. That was a really giant bass. That's kind of cool. You know, what we'll do is, we've got good, you know, morning conditions, early light, you know, first thing in the morning, last thing in the evening. Great time, obviously, to muskie fish, but we want to bass fish here too. It's supposed to be a wonderful smallmouth fishery. And the great thing about throwing, you know, a jerkbait like this or even Jeff's bucktails, we see a lot of smallmouth. So what's fun is like, we're just remembering like, okay, this little narrows had smallmouth, this spot had smallmouth. So we'll maybe fish our way up through this narrows here for muskie, you know, and then on our way back, we'll probably fish for smallmouth. We're just mixing it up, trying to get some action, but we've already got a good smallmouth spot, Jeff. There's one. That didn't take long, Jeff.
That was nice.
Yeah, he just cracked it. Woo! Jeez, this lake is loaded. I mean loaded with smallmouth bass. And they're pretty darn easy to catch. It seems like you go find a rock pile, put on a jig and a plastic or a topwater or whatever your favorite bait happens to be, and you're gonna end up catching numbers of these things. So Jeff and I got to get a little action fix on these. It's been fun just sampling what the fishery has to offer. Probably get a couple nicer bass, and then, you know, one of the things we were thinking about too, we just did a little bit of lake trout fishing, and man, oh man, when you get on a bite like that, it's pretty tough to walk away from it. So we wanted to sample everything here. So far what we've seen is lake trout have been the hot thing, but a couple more bass, Jeff, and then we might have to just see if the lake trout are still in our honey hole. Oh, there you go.
Ooh.
That's pretty crazy. That spoon that we're using for trout is working just perfect for this too.
Yeah, I like fishing spoons. Casting them out and reeling them in. Works good on walleyes and works good on bass too.
Yeah, oh, another double, Jeff.
Oh, cool. That'd be weird. Ooh, nice fish.
I let mine go.
Yeah.
There you go. Boy, they're fat.
Really cool. Yeah, I'm just using a slab spoon, casting that puppy out, and I'm counting it down and just hopping it back like you would, like Jer's doing with the jig. And you know, this is a lure that we would use. You know, we fully intended to use it on trout, but I've used them for walleye, bass, and they work awesome for casting like a flat like this. So pretty cool.
Got another one?
Yeah.
Jeez, you're just crushing it.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's a really nice one, Jeff.
Yeah.
That spoon is definitely selecting for the nicer ones.
It is definitely, yeah, for sure. That we're casting out on this flat. I keep an eye on the graph here and spotted that fish. So I cranked in, boom, dropped that spoon on him and smoked it.
Boom, and it's another double, just so you know.
Another double. Chunked
out.
out.
Look how fat that thing is,
Oh,
man.
aren't they chunked out in the fall?
Jeez.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's see what I got here.
Whew.
There we go. Sweet. Holy cow. These fish are fat. I mean, not the world's largest brown bass, but man, they're just so many, so abundant. I mean, if you just want to get bit, that's the nice thing about coming up here is you always feel like the world's greatest fisherman.
Right?
Yeah.
The world's greatest. Morale boosters.
It is. Awesome. All right, let this guy go. Boy, they're pretty. Just beautiful. See ya.
All right.
All right.
You ready?
I think so. Looks beautiful.
Looking good. Yeah, nice and glazed.
The secret ingredient of time has done its work, huh?
That's right, and maple syrup.
Oh man, That looks fantastic. Pretty easy too. Walk away and come back.
Super easy, yeah. Yeah, I just, on these ones, glazed them a little bit halfway through and just checked them, and otherwise you just leave the lid and keep it closed. Keep
Perfect.
It
Yeah, it looks beautiful. And
got a little bit of trout dip for it too.
Holy cow. This is living right here. Yeah, a little different than your classic shore lunch, and
That's
it's going to be
right.
awesome. Really, really good. Trout are always special when you get to fish for them, and then when you get a chance to eat them, they are quite delicious. And this looks like it's perfectly prepared.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Perfect.
oh. All right, we're going to be
Lunch is
eating good.
ready.
Yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. Get to sit outside and eat and enjoy the beautiful sunshine. All right.
Lunchtime.
When you come on a trip like this to a place like Manitou that's got a lot of different options for different fish, a lot of times even though you think you might be getting onto a hot muskie bite or it might be getting onto a hot bass bite, things aren't always just fire, but usually there's something that's really active. And we've played around with a number of the different fishing options. We've got muskies and bass, and we tried a little bit for walleye, not much action there. It's not really a walleye lake, but the lake trout fishing is absolutely off the hook. So it's pretty hard for us to not take advantage of this fabulous lake trout bite. So we tried it a little bit as soon as we got here, and we just know right now that this is absolutely the best thing going on Manitou. So we're gonna have a little more fun and jig up a few more trout. Got him? Jig and wrap, or what'd you get him on, Jeff?
I can't remember what I had on.
Oh, double.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was kind of worth making a little pit stop for. I'd say.
The old double.
The old
no, I had a
double.
blade bait on, Jer. What were you using?
I was using a jig and wrap, Jeffrey. Anybody who's done a lot of muskie fishing knows it can be quite the challenge. It's obviously a lot of fun to get a shot at a big fish, but if you look around, bluebird sunny conditions aren't always the best muskie conditions, but boy, the trout sure seem to like them, don't they, Jeffrey?
They sure do.
Okay.
I can't remember, is it your turn or my turn to unhook fish?
All right, how about that, Jeff? I got a half-tail trout.
A half-tail, that means mine's longer, huh?
Yeah, it does. That is a sweet double. I mean, we've been at this for 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's
Love
awesome.
it. Cool. Great, we'll get a couple more. This vertical jigging deal is, the screen is so full right now. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yep.
Get these guys
Super.
back.
Cool.
Ready?
Yep.
Off they go. And see you, trout.
See ya. Oh, there's one, Jer.
Nice.
That is pretty cool. And they're hitting it. Oh, there's the cool bubbles. Ooh, he woke up. You got them bubbles out of him, Jer.
Oh, that's a nice fish, Jeff.
Yeah.
I should net him. That's a really nice fish. Wow.
Nuts. Woo. Fast action Lakers. It's a real morale booster, isn't it, Jer?
Yeah, it is. It's Jeff's. Okay, so I just lost mine at the side of the boat, so I didn't have to take the time to unhook mine like Jeff did. And I got my bait down 20 feet, and I just saw the whole horde of trout. Like, look at the size of these things. Huge. I mean, just huge fish. This is a great thing to bring on a trout trip. Netting them is, works good, but they tend to roll in the net. They're kind of slippery, hard to grab. I've got a little cotton glove here, and that's just perfect. You kind of hang the fish over the side here, get the hooks out, and then we can go about our business. Just cheap cotton glove is awesome for this. I mean, look how fat and healthy these things are. So believe it or not, most people think of fish spawning in the spring, but lake trout are actually fall spawners. So that's why the season closes here at the end of September, because as the water cools, these fish will come onto shallow shoals, reefs, shorelines, and they'll start spawning. So they're carrying a lot of weight right now. They're really healthy, beautiful fish. Pre-spawn for any fish, and that's what this is right now. September is pre-spawn for Lakers. Jace, see you, dude.
Ooh, there's a big one up there.
See a good one?
Oh, right there.
Nailed him, huh?
That is so cool. Ooh, boy.
Oh, you got a nice one
Yeah,
there,
no
Jeffrey.
kidding. Get my gear out. Sweet.
Wow, that's a great fish.
Isn't that cool? I love those things. Man, I tell you what, in the the fall of the year, these Ontario trips can just be lights out awesome. A lot of people come up, you know, everybody's ready to get out on the water in early spring, but this fall action can be gangbusters for all species in Ontario. Wow, and I really like these, as does Mr. Smith.